IANO'Hara. I am the Minneapolis Police Chief. I'm going to give you information regarding a preliminary investigation we have here this morning in what seems to be just a really terrifying incident for dozens of residents here that started happening actually late last night. About 10:30 last night, Minneapolis police received a 911 call that there was a man walking around with a shotgun in this area. Officers responded, canvassed the area, but were unable to locate that individual. Early this morning, several hours later, about 4:30 a.m., we began to receive dozens of 911 calls regarding shots fired on the 4000 block of Minnehaha directly behind me. These 911 callers included residents from other houses in the area, as well as residents from inside of an apartment building. The residents inside the apartment building indicated that there were shots being fired inside of their building, and that they could hear people banging on their doors, and that they could also hear glass shattering. Minneapolis police officers from all over the city responded into this area, initially uncertain of where the shooter was. They quickly realized that the shooter was actually inside of this apartment building. When they approached the apartment building, they could see that the door to the apartment building was damaged from several rounds of gunfire. Officers went into the building, began to go through the hallway, observed one apartment door where the door was open, and they could see a shotgun in plain view on the floor. As they were observing that, they heard additional rounds of gunfire but could not see a shooter. Other officers, as well as with assistance from the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office, began immediately evacuating the residents of that apartment building. Officers could then see muzzle flash coming from the north stairwell of the apartment building. The officers continued to attempt to evacuate the building and moved towards where they believed the shooting was happening from. The officers located a suspect in the north stairwell, and one officer discharged his weapon one time. The suspect was then able to be disarmed of both an AK-47 rifle as well as what appears to be a .45 caliber handgun. He was removed from the building and was provided medical aid immediately. He was then transported by EMS with critical but stable condition to Hennepin Healthcare, where he is still being treated. There are no other suspects in custody. The officers continued to search the apartment building as well as the residences in the area. Thankfully, there are no other residents, there are no other community members, no other persons were injured as a result of this incident. However, we have at least two separate residences that were damaged by gunfire, and yes, at least two separate residences that were damaged by gunfire. The building has been fully evacuated, and we removed the individuals with assistance of Metro Transit, who provided a bus to provide them temporary shelter. In accordance with our policy, the officers that were involved in this incident, both the officer who used deadly force as well as the officers who witnessed, will be placed on administrative leave. I've requested that the BCA conduct an independent investigation into this incident, and they have responded and they are on the scene. Further updates regarding the investigation will come from the BCA. I walked through the scene myself. It's an apartment building. I just want to highlight, and seeing what the 911 callers were saying, this was an incredibly unpredictable, terrifying and just rapidly evolving situation. And I can't say, how thankful I am for the men and women of the Minneapolis police that responded here. Uh, I know it must have took incredible courage and valor to do exactly what they're trained to do. When we have a situation where it's potentially an active shooter, we need law enforcement to get to that shooter as quickly as possible and stop. And again, not knowing if other people were injured, um, I'm incredibly thankful for the way the officers performed here today. Are there any questions?
Chief, you mentioned 10:30 911 call, then a
Last
4:30
night.
911 call.
Yep.
Do you have reason to believe these are both the same person?
Matches the description, and then the shotgun was found inside the apartment.
Relatively same area?
Yes, same area.
Do you
Yep.
have reason to believe
Same block.
that this way into this apartment building? You described the damage to the door.
I don't have the door was to the actual entrance to the apartment building itself, not to a particular apartment. So that's what the officers are seeing as they're going into the building. That there's already gunfire that's damaged the door to the apartment building, as well as discharged shell casings that are on the floor in different places throughout the building.
Do you think this person lived here though, or this is
We think they do live here, and the person is not known to us. While we have had calls at the building, we don't have information to suspect that we've dealt with him previously, but we're still obviously looking further into that.
What else can you tell us about the shooter? Do you know his name, age, where he was shot?
I don't. He was shot. He was shot in the jaw, I believe. And as I said, he is in critical but stable condition. He's expected to survive. Beyond that, I don't believe he has any family that was here with him, and that's really all the information I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, what the heck? You just go
Right.
in and start shooting? What is that about?
I have no idea. We don't know the motive. We don't know if this was a mental health issue, if substance abuse, some other type of crisis played a role. It's yeah. As of right now, we have no idea what the motive could be. I could tell you, he also had a backpack with him while he was shooting, as well as several additional magazines of ammunition. It was very concerning to me. We actually had the bomb squad come out to check the backpack because I was concerned it could be a booby trap for first responders. Um, but thankfully that was cleared. It was found there was additional magazines, additional ammunition inside of it. He was also wearing a military style, I guess you would say, flak jacket. So not a ballistic vest, but something like the army would wear with something similar to this that you could put equipment on and magazines for ammunition, that type of thing.
And no one was hurt?
Thank God.
I mean,
No.
how is that even possible?
Thank God no one was hurt. Like I said, there's at least two homes, separate homes outside, both in front and in back of the apartment building, that it appears to be damaged by gunfire. Um, Beyond that, we haven't fully checked, the apartment complex itself, but we know we have checked the building just to ensure that there isn't anybody in need of medical aid. So
And forgive me if you said this already, but do you know how many shots he
I
fired?
don't know how many shots. No, I don't know. Yeah.
Just to clarify, you said when you eventually got to this person, on their person they had that AK-47
Yes.
rifle and then a 45 caliber handgun.
Yes.
And then there was
We believe they were firing from that AK-47 rifle that matches the shell casings on the ground. But in addition, he also had what appears to be a 45 caliber pistol on him. Also,
you mentioned a third rifle potentially on the ground.
a shotgun that was visible on the floor of the apartment where the door was open.
All these things
Yep.
considered, these multiple guns, the flak jacket,
Mhm.
the ammunition. What does that tell you as a law enforcement officer about what this person was intended to do?
Well, our officers, especially while they're hearing gunfire and the 911 calls keep coming in saying there's people shooting, there's glass breaking, there's people banging on our doors. Um, that's terrifying. And our training for our officers, has evolved to deal with the problem of active shooters. Right? We're going into a building, an apartment building. Shots are being fired. People are saying there's somebody banging on my door. There's glass breaking. For officers, we need our officers to, as quickly as possible, get to the person that's shooting and stop the threat to human life that's there. And like I said, they're dealing with limited and at times information that sounds confusing as it's coming in from 911. But I'm incredibly thankful that they performed as heroically as they did, that they were able to stop this before anyone was hurt. I have no idea what this motive could have been for this person, but it's just I'm just thankful that everyone's okay. Everyone else is okay. Yep.
What time was the first shots came in, separate from him being around the shotgun last night?
The call for a person walking around with a shotgun was 10:30.
Last night.
10:30 last night.
And
Yep.
then what time did the gunfire call
4:30 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning.
4:30.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
And then so the calls came in as people banging on doors. Were there more people involved?
There were well, that's the other thing. Officers do not know. At the time that they're responding, they do not know. It does not appear that way now, but certainly while the shooting is still happening, they can't even see the person shooting to know that it's one person by themselves. That's obviously something that's going through the officers' minds as well. Yep.
Are you
They could hear at least one call. They were saying they could hear somebody banging on the door. They could hear glass breaking. That was all stuff that was reported to 911.
are you just exhausted with this? I mean, we just had Georgia this week.
Mm-hmm.
When is this gonna stop?
I mean, it's been an exhausting week for everybody in Minneapolis. We've had just a terrible, amount of shootings and murders over the last week. We were hopeful that our city would get a break from some of this violence. It's been an exhausting week for everyone, for the community, for the members of the department involved. But again, just thankful everybody's going to survive here.
How many people inside the apartment would you say?
I don't know. There's several apartments, and I don't know exactly how many people had been evacuated. I don't believe every apartment was occupied though at the time.
Closer to dozens than hundreds, maybe.
I don't know. We can get the PIOs to get it for you. Yep.
And then
Because we still need to speak to all those people as well as potential witnesses.
which apartment is it?
I'm sorry.
Which apartment is it?
No, it's on the it was on the rear side, I guess, of the apartment building. Yeah. But they entered from this side, the front door, and you could see the damage from gunfire in that door. Yep.
Is there an address for the apartment?
Yeah, we can get the address. Yeah.
Anything else you feel like you want people to know? I know you mentioned
Yeah, it's been a difficult week. You know, I want people to know, because people talk about the staffing with the police department. I want people to know, that despite the staffing challenges, the officers are performing here heroically, and they've been doing tireless work, especially over the last week with the amount of crime and violence that we've had. Very terrifying situations. All the questions that you have as I'm telling you about what 911 callers are saying, those are the same questions the cops have as they're hearing shots go off, as they're trying to figure out where the shooter is. So again, I'm thankful. I'm thankful everyone is okay. It's only the shooter that was injured, and I'm incredibly thankful for how heroically the officers here performed today.
The
Thank
shooter
you.
was a white person.
I don't have specific information on the suspect.
Thanks so much for coming out.
Thank you.
obviously
Thank you.
anything else